I'm here on Play by Play on 9.99 The Game. I'm here with a live audience, and we're going to talk about the new releases in Chris Paul and Dalvin Cook and where we think they're going to end up. So, cool.
Um, you know, as a free agent now, I think Chris Paul, he has a lot of options to choose from. But I think that going to the Bulls is the best option for him. All right, this team was with Lonzo Ball first in the East, and as the point guard play has declined, they've gone down to 10th and missed the playoffs last year. If Chris Paul fills in this role, which he did in I don't remember what year with Billy Donovan. He took them to the playoffs, a low Thunder team, a young team. I think he can do that for the Bulls, and they can possibly make a push with three other good veterans who stayed healthy recently.
I'm gonna have to go. I agree with Michael. It could be the Bulls as an underrated pick, but I see him staying with the Suns. The point guard, the backup point guards have not been that good, and I think they're a point guard away from being a title contender. So if he stays with them, they have four great players in their starting lineup, and I think they can make a run.
Um, I think he will go to the Lakers. I think the Lakers are in search of a point guard. Clearly, they have said before the playoffs that they wanted to keep D'Angelo Russell, but he did have a poor playoffs. So it's hard to look over, and I think a lot of Lakers fans want him out. I think because he sold that team so much in that Western Conference Finals. I think Chris Paul and LeBron James have been wanting to play together forever. I think the Lakers would be the perfect place, a team that made the Western Conference Finals but was clearly missing just a piece. And I think Chris Paul can fulfill that role. I think the reason that he wouldn't go to a team like the Bulls is because they're not immediate contenders. I know that they were when they had Lonzo Ball, but I don't think Chris Paul wants to take a chance on that. And then if in what if situation that if he goes there, they could be contenders again. But I think he needs a ring. I mean, his daughter was getting bullied at school last week over him not having a ring. That's how extreme it's gotten.
Yeah, I'm also going to have to go with the Lakers. As Zub said in a recent interview, Chris Paul's daughter was getting bullied at school because he doesn't have a ring. So I'm going to definitely have to go with the Lakers. I think they could really use him to be a contender. And yeah. All right, let's go with Dalvin Cook now.
All right, for Dalvin Cook, I think he should go to the Broncos. Sean Payton's always had a two-back committee, most recently with Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. I think Dalvin Cook and Javante Williams brings a great backfield duo to the Broncos and takes some much-needed pressure off of Russell Wilson this year.
I think the Dolphins would be my main spot for Dalvin Cook. They were rumored to him before he was released. I think they have a lot of interest in him because I think they're missing a running back. Raheem Mostert, he was good last year. He was serviceable. But if they can get a guy like Dalvin Cook, that offense can be one of the most dangerous offenses I've ever seen. If Tua Tagovailoa can play well, you look at Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Dalvin Cook, Tua, and a decent O-line with good tight end in Gesicki. Not Gesicki. They got rid of him. They got someone else. What's his name? I think they drafted Kincaid. But that offense could be really, really dangerous if they can get Dalvin Cook, and I think that would be the main team.
I'm gonna agree with Austin here. I think the Dolphins are running back away from having the best offense in the league. You have Waddle and Hill, arguably the best wide receiver room. You have Tua, an up and coming superstar QB, and then if they can find Dalvin Cook, who's gonna want a ring, I think they're title contenders. And their defense all around great. I think this team is ready to win a championship, and I think that's what Dalvin Cook wants.
Yeah, I'm going to personally say the Dolphins as well, agreeing with them too. I think that nobody will be able to stop them in the league if they acquire Dalvin Cook. They're running back away from winning or possibly contending for a Super Bowl. And I don't think anyone can guard them in the league if they get Dalvin Cook and also acquiring Jalen Ramsey. They have a pretty solid defense.
We got a caller. What's your question?
If the Dolphins don't get Dalvin Cook, do you think they'll still go running back hunting?
I personally don't think so, and I don't even think they get Cook. They have a second round pick, third round pick, and who's been from Texas A&M, Akane or whatever his name is, who's been lighting it up in training camp so far. And I think that might be their guy. He's gotten a lot of compliments around the team. I think that's their guy.
I think they still do go running back kind of team because I think there is options in free agency, like a guy like Kareem Hunt, who could get on a 1-year rental, who I think the Browns got rid of because they have Nick Chubb, but I think he still had something in him. I watched that offense. I watched Kareem Hunt. He still has something left in the tank, and I think he'd be an attractive option for teams that are looking for a running back like the Dolphins if they're not able to go out and get Dalvin Cook.
I personally don't think they will. I think they did pretty fine with Raheem Mostert, and they haven't really shown interest with Ezekiel Elliott or any of the other running backs recently. So I personally don't think if they don't get Dalvin Cook, they will probably not go with a running back as they did pretty mediocre and pretty good with Raheem Mostert.
Well, I think Dalvin Cook, if you're looking at him, I think what I can't really question, I can question his impact on winning, because in the last couple of years, he's been good stat wise, but I feel like in late games, in important games, he hasn't really shown up. If you look at the game versus Dallas last year, but I think a running back like Kareem Hunt would also make sense for them. I think any running back would make sense for them, but Raheem Mostert, he needs a committee, right? I mean, they ran a committee. They had a guy like Myles Gaskin who was there, who was just flat out bad last year. You had guys like Phillip Lindsay come through, and those guys really weren't cutting it in the running game. They weren't really a threat in the running game, especially with Tua not being an amazing running quarterback. So if they can get a guy like Dalvin Cook, Kareem Hunt, any of those guys, that'd be a big threat in the running game. I think they're definitely looking out for one of them.
I think that about wraps it up. This is
This is Play-by-Play on 99 The Game. Thank you for watching. Thank you, live audience. We'll see you next time.